Hey guys, and welcome to another brand new video. In this video, today has been filled with a lot of really fun brand new news, and I'm sure you guys have had a chance to go and see the Nintendo Switch 2 has now been officially revealed. Now, we kind of covered this on the channel the last few days because there was a huge uptick in leaks and rumors and details and all of that, and I want to go and talk about, I guess, just first and foremost, what's going on, what price points we're expecting, what they're kind of changing and everything else, kind of like the end-all be-all video for everything on the Switch 2. Now, I'm sure you guys have probably seen a few videos on this floating around, and I've had a chance to go and do deep dive a little smidgen bit into things like specs and other notifications and things we're kind of looking for, because some people were actually on the slightly disappointed side, some people are very excited, and I think overall I'm leaning more towards the I'm excited part, because there's a lot of just cool things being updated. We also have the Best Buy listing that's now been officially announced. We have Mario Kart 9 announced too as well. There's brand new things on like the USB drive and the hubs and just a lot of cool things to go break on down. So let's go and talk about it. And also, obviously, if you guys have been enjoying the videos and news or want to see more on the Switch 2, feel free to subscribe. We're obviously still going to be covering like PlayStation gaming news as well on the channel itself, so keep that in mind. I'm going to let the actual trailer itself kind of play out in the background over here to kind of start like the introduction of the video itself, just in case you guys missed it. I did put on the channel itself, but sometimes there's just like filler videos just on the background in case anyone missed it. But as you guys know, right now the Switch 2 has been officially revealed. This is the official reveal as we have in the background over here, and there's a lot of people curious on thoughts. Now, the first and foremost things I want to talk about in the price point, we've had a lot of analysts come out. There's been nothing confirmed so far, but a lot of analysts have been kind of looking towards more details and just kind of trying to think of like what they would price it on. Right now, almost everyone, like 90% of people, are expecting a $400 Switch 2. Now, once again, this is not confirmed, but this is just based on analysts, people who've been in the video game world forever, people who are tracking PlayStation, Xboxes, all that type of stuff together. And of course, as well, it would make sense. It is slightly better specs, but over time, things do get cheaper to mass produce. And as well, like they've probably honestly made a lot of money even on the Switch OLED. So a lot of people are saying the $400 price point is what they're targeting. Now, we've also been seeing some other rumors too at $450 for the baseline price, and then it's going to be $500 then for the Mario Kart 9 bundle. I'm curious on your thoughts. As we're watching this video, I'm going to go through all these comments whenever I upload it. I'm just kind of curious to see, what do you guys think the price is going to be, first and foremost? And number two is, what would be your limit? Now, I'm going to be honest with you guys, kind of throwing in my own comments. I do think the Switch 2, if it's the same price point or more expensive than, say, a PlayStation 5, I would probably lean more on the PS5. Now, granted, Nintendo is one of the big deals out here. I'm going to maybe just let's kind of plan out in the background. But like, in my mind, I'd be imagining like a $375 or $400 PlayStation 5 Slim. Now, I think that's cool. Like, I think that's a good price point right this second. For the PS5, it's been like 4-year-old tech. But reminder, the Switch 2 actually is slightly weaker, actually a decent bit weaker, even docked, than the PS5 and Xbox Series X, and especially on the Pro itself. Now, I think $400 is expensive, but if you factor in inflation, you factor in how the world is, all that type of stuff, I do believe that it's okay. Like, I do think that's fine. In an ideal world, I would love to have a $400 one, but then also include the Mario Kart, but I think that might be asking a bit too much. But anyway, that's what a lot of analysts have had a chance to go and see. I'll reference that articles later on. But as you guys can also kind of see too, some big news is that there will be backwards compatibility. Now, we knew about some of these leaks before too on the backwards compatibility. So if you guys have kids, already have a Switch, whatever it might be, you can both play both physical and digital Nintendo Switch games. Although this is one thing we may break into a separate video, is that certain Nintendo video games may not be supported on or fully compatible with the Nintendo Switch 2. Crazy to go and see. Details will be shared on the Nintendo Switch at a later date. Now, some people are apprehensive on that one, and I do agree. I'd maybe just assume, if I'm trying to give them the benefit of the doubt, when the Switch 2 first came out, there was a lot of games such as ARMS. Like, do any of you guys remember ARMS? Like, maybe I should show up some gameplay of that really quick in the background. But basically, ARMS themselves was probably one of the I'm gonna be honest with you guys, probably the biggest waste of my money I think I've ever done in my entire life. I was very, very much not happy with ARMS. This game, like, it was cool idea, concept, or whatever it might be. It was this one. It was this random game where you basically had your Joy-Con remotes and you're able to go and swing them on in. There could be just maybe the change on the Joy-Con functionality. Like, I have my MetaQuest in front of me. Don't mind me in the middle of the screen, but like, I'm assuming like maybe just slightly different technology. I can maybe see that working on out. But that is one thing that people are concerned about. I'm sure most games will be fine with it. I'm sure most people will be chill with it. So as I'm referencing over here price point, we have some other stuff we'll cover up too as well with all the overall details. on the Switch 2. But just a lot of people are saying we don't know the exact price point yet. We don't know for a little bit. There is a Nintendo Switch 2 Direct plan for April 2nd, so we'll have a lot more details on them in the very near future. But as I said, a lot of people are saying $400 is the price for them to succeed. Some people are trying to say $450 as well. Not so sure, but everyone's saying 400, 400, 400, 400, 400. And then some people can maybe go and put the supply factor to 500. Now, I think they're also assuming they're going to try to sell at least 17 million Switches. At this point, that's kind of the number I've been floating around trying to go beat the PlayStation or be comparable on the PlayStation 5 for their first year. I think they probably could if it's 400. At 500, it may not be selling as much because once again, everyone's saying they want to see these price points. They want to see these details, but some people are also saying it might actually go and drop down more as well. Start at 500, go down to 400, kind of how the PS5 has been, because in theory you have like 2 or 3 years to enjoy the console itself. Now, obviously, there's a lot of big changes as you guys had a chance to go and see and look through these all. Obviously, the biggest thing is going to be the magnetic connector, the screen slightly bigger, the overall console is slightly bigger. The specs themselves, as we kind of covered up in a prior video as well, these are what we're expecting. Like, we covered this on a prior video if you guys saw it. But we had the CPU itself, 8 cores. We're not sure on the dash, like the cache size itself. It is a custom NVIDIA GPU that will be able to enable things like ray tracing and AI, machine learning, all of that put together, and 12 gigabytes of RAM. And obviously will be a slightly stronger console as it's docked, rather than if it's in the handheld version, but that's kind of very similar as of right this second to the current Switch overall. And obviously there's a few other smaller changes too on top of that. Mainly because there's like I said, there's a bunch of little random things tied on in. So I'm trying to go and find the one part of the article itself over here. But basically there's things such as adding an extra button, which the people, if you guys ever played like say the Nintendo 64, it might be like one of those little bonus, or maybe it's more so the GameCube, like those little bonus analog sticks down below. Some people are also saying too, this is unlabeled as of the second in the trailer itself. So it could be a form of a C button too, which they've used once again, like I said, in the N64 and GameCube, basically like just some, like an extra rotary type thing, if that makes sense. As well, they also have the console itself too, because it's also bigger. There's also an additional USB-C port on the top. There's also the kickstand, which would be very nice for like, you know, just gaming as a whole, bringing your console around, playing like Mario Kart with your friends at a party, play Mario Party, whatever it might be. Seems very, very nice. Although I do want to remind everyone, I do believe the screen has been downscaled. It's not an OLED screen anymore. I believe as of this point, it's more of just a normal traditional screen with an LCD panel. Which is, that was rumored. I will remember those rumors, but it is a little bit rough because OLED screens are very nice, but that might be more so to keep the cost down. If they do a $400 LCD, I'm kind of okay with that. If they do a $400 or if they do a $500 LCD or even $450, not the biggest fan. If it goes up higher price though with an OLED, I'd be okay with it because the OLED quality is actually somewhat substantial. But yeah, they are basically also confirming backwards compatibility, as we mentioned, with existing games too as well. So I'm going to be very curious to go and see, because apparently they've had 1.3 billion different software sales over here for the Switch itself. So my webcam's in a weird spot on that one. But anyway, a lot of people like the Switch. I like the Switch. I'll be very curious as to how well it's going to go and sell. First off, the initial reception has been mostly decent, I would say. Yeah, I'd say overall, like, decent-ish. Like, it depends on the price point. If it's $400, I'll be excited. I'll buy one probably day one. If it's $500, probably will still buy one day one because I do YouTube stuff, obviously. So subscribe here if you guys want, or follow the Twitter, whatever. But the big deal is that it just would be maybe a harder sell. Like the PS5 Pro, I bought it day one because I'm a YouTuber. If I wasn't, if I was a normal person working a 9 to 5, I 100% would have probably not bought it. It's just the way of the lands. So obviously, people are curious on this one. As well, there's also is the magnetic controllers. We may be touching that in a second. Now, also on top of that, there is also Mario Kart 9. I'm sure you guys are I'm hyped up for this one. It's been a very, very long time since we've even had a Mario Kart game in the first place, because we've been just playing the same one from the Wii U. Like, I mean, they've added tracks and stuff, sure, but I'm very hyped up for a Mario Kart 9. Like, this will be a good vibe, and I'm very excited for it. I will be playing it. But this is on the Switch 2 itself. I'm just hoping for better online play. They maybe update the online for everyone, but I'm sure if there's gonna be some cross compatibility, it might not even be that good. I can maybe see people critiquing that too as a whole. But yeah, I think this could be also a bundle. Apparently, apparently for this one too as well. I don't know, I'm excited. They also have apparently mentioned too as well they might have even more people playing, which I think would make sense. The Mario Kart 8 as of now has been very populated, should be good. Also, last but not least, it does seem like the Switch 2 is officially on websites as of right this second. Best Buy and a few other various retailers have also added the listings for all of these consoles. So as of right now, Best Buy does have the pre-order notification thing where you can send up your address and do this type of stuff if people want it. So keep that in mind if you guys care. If not, no worries about it, but I'll definitely give you guys tweets and, you know, YouTube videos whenever it officially comes out, and I'm very excited for it. Like, it will be coming out sooner rather than later. So this is kind of just the high level stuff, like brand new magnets on the controller, overall bigger, improved both on handheld and dock systems, different USB drives, and of course we'll have to see the price point. So let's go talk about it in another future video. Subscribe if you guys are new, subscribe if you guys like the Switch 2 stuff. We have all the links down below for affiliates, Twitters, and Twitches, and I appreciate y'all for watching.